Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Superplayer. So I know it's been a while since my last video, but I've decided to make sort of a reaction/analysis to the new Spelunky 2 trailer. Basically it's showing the release date, which I think is September 15th. I think that's for the PS4 version, and then a few days later I think it's going to come out on Steam. So I saw this trailer once when it came out, and then I also saw Blarg do kind of his own analysis on that a day ago. So I decided I wanted to, make my own predictions and opinions on how Spelunky 2 looks. And, as Blarg said, the art style looks kind of different than the other game, but I'm sure that we'll get adjusted to it. So without any further ado, let's see it.
Hi, my name is Derek Yu, and I'm the creator of Spelunky.
So as we can see right here, this appears to be kind of a showcase of what I assume to be the version of the temple that we're going to be seeing. As you can see, there's like the crush blocks. Some of the architecture I recognize from Spelunky 1, like the 4 blocks right here. I think that's kind of a common pattern in the temple. You can see there's a snake right there. Now I think the snakes sometimes have different colors in the different levels, so I'm not sure if those are different types of snakes or just kind of terrain texturing. I'm not sure what that is right there. I'm going to rewind a little bit, see if we can catch that.
Spelunky.
Oh, okay, so that's like a red skeleton, kind of like the one that Anubis 2 spawns in Spelunky. So I'm not really sure how that's going to happen. Maybe it's like a trap or something, but I guess we'll just have to see.
For Spelunky 2, I wanted to make sure we made something that got old fans excited and also brought in new players.
So this area right here, I'm not quite sure what that could be. Either that's like, the entrance screen, kind of like where Spelunky guy goes into the desert, or this could be the exit, because there's like an Olmec head right there. So, not really sure what this area could be.
It was important we didn't change the things that made Spelunky such a unique experience in the first place.
Okay, now this area is one that really intrigues me. There's a lot of use of like snake architecture, like the tiles. Oh yeah, the tile set for this area looks really nice. I think what is kind of interesting here also is that the background is transparent in certain areas. You can see like a big red moon. So I think this is kind of like an outdoors area. And of course there's like a giant snake that just comes through. I wonder if that's like an enemy or like a, like a terrain thing. Like if you can kill it, that would be very, enhance the gameplay quite a bit.
So many people became fans of the game through their friends and family, and even strangers on the internet.
So this is obviously kind of the jungle. There's like a tiki house right there. And I think what's kind of weird is that there's, what are they called? Like the boomerang guys? I forget the name. I think they're just tiki men. But the guy right there that they stunned, he has like a very droopy face. It's kind of just funny. And that's, oh yeah, it's kind of funny. You can see like the caveman right there. He's just like kind of lying down. Don't really know if he's like sleeping or something. Let's rewatch that.
Strangers on the internet.
Yeah, I think he's sleeping and then he just woke up. You can see he opens his eyes.
The reason why we're adding online multiplayer, so that more people can play the game together.
Okay, online multiplayer is going to be a really cool addition. I think Spelunky 1 didn't really have that, or maybe it was on Steam and I just didn't really get to it. But I think that's going to be a lot better than just like the deathmatch stuff, because that kind of gets old after a while.
And I also wanted to include that feeling.
Oh yeah, there's like these fire beetles right here. I'm not sure if they actually inflict like a fire effect, because later in the trailer we can see they're like poison arrows and fire arrows. So I'm not sure if those are going to, cause additional damage.
Of community into Spelunky 2. It's
I don't really know what that guy is right there. If we go back,
that feeling of community and
like who is that? It's like a leprechaun or something.
Spelunky 2.
And then he drops a 4-leaf clover. Maybe that will give us like extra items.
To make sure.
And then up there at the shop, looks largely unchanged. There's like a kind of a red jetpack thing. I'm not sure if that's like a reskin or like a new item, because I know later in the trailer it shows some of the new items and their descriptions in the journal. So I'll have to come back to that and see that in the game.
Sure that the game felt welcoming even though it's difficult.
Okay, yeah, so Spelunky 2 is also going to introduce, I think, like mounts that you can ride. And I'm not really sure how that's going to function. As you can see here, the mount just instantly dies, so I don't know if they're all going to be weak or if that's just kind of like a unique one, like an early game one.
Spelunky 2, when you do runs and discover new characters, you'll also be building it.
So this area we can see, I think that's Tunnel Man right there, because he's got the blue color scheme and the eye patch, kind of the black hair. And then I think this area, it's obviously not really like one of the normal levels. I think it's like a character select hub, or like you can just talk to like the NPCs.
In-game community and family.
Yeah, so I think that's like a robot redesign, and that's like the sloth character. And obviously it's kind of the same coffin rescuing mechanic that was used in Spelunky 1. And something that's interesting to note is that up on the top of the screen you can see there's a caveman carrying like a sort of animal. And cavemans cannot carry anything in Spelunky 1. So I'm not really sure if this is going to make them more difficult to fight.
They designed the world of Spelunky 2 to feel much more rich and dynamic than Spelunky 1.
Yeah, I gotta say the jungle here, like, there's a lot more decoration than there was in Spelunky 1. Like, it's like visually noisy, but it's also cool looking.
It's gonna feel a lot more full. Players.
So this area looks kind of like a secret area, if I had to guess. And basically what he does here is he like pulls a switch and it like pulls up this kind of chain block.
You'll be able to explore and interact with it in lots of new ways. For example, you'll be able to ride turkeys.
Yeah, so this is the turkey mount that we saw before, and there's like an NPC that kind of collects them or something. So I think that it'll be a good opportunity to get extra rewards.
And find hidden passageways.
It's just kind of an odd sound, like, to be honest. Like, I think the character collects like the scarab or something. Like, I'm not really sure if it's gonna be like a final sound, but I don't know, it feels so odd compared to the sound in Spelunky 1.
And you'll have to choose between branching paths as you make your way deeper into the caves.
Yeah, so this right here, the fact that there are different doors, I don't think it's necessarily bad, but it might give a feeling that you missed something, you know, or it could, you know, give the opportunity for more items. But I wonder if it's going to be like, you kind of get that general idea what's going to be next, or if it's like just very randomized.
As a result, the stories players create will have much more texture to them. Even after many, many hours of playing, I still have interesting runs that don't even go past the first area.
Okay, so this part right here, I don't know if the player's just bad or if it's like intentional, but that just seems like kind of an obvious trap. I mean, it seems very similar to the boulder trap in Spelunky 1, but we'll just have to see if it's going to be easier to avoid. I mean, it looks kind of like you can just destroy the skulls and then grab it and jump, but I'll have to see how fast that thing falls.
In Spelunky 1, runs often centered around the shops and how you chose to interact with them.
Ooh, is that the shield from Spelunky 1? Because it looks very similar. Not really sure if that would be overpowered to sell in the shop, but it could just be nerfed or something.
So in Spelunky 2, we've expanded the shopping experience and made them more nuanced and exciting.
Okay, yeah, so this right here I think is pretty cool because this was a type of shop that was not in Spelunky HD, but it was in Spelunky Classic. It's just basically the rolling dice shop, and I think it's also interesting, there's like alien technology, like the teleporter guarding the item right there, and that kind of makes me wonder if the aliens are going to make a return, you know, like the alien mothership, because I really like the design of those guys, and they're pretty tough to fight, so I really want to see if we can find them again in this game.
And also added new characters that can help you or hinder you.
So I think that is a hired hand right there, and as you can see right there, that's like the new poison arrow. So there's like status effects, I think, kind of. And again, I'm not sure if it's like damage because, as you know, the players usually have very little health, so I don't think it will be mainly damage focused. And the hired hands also appear to have various skin textures, which would be kind of a nice change up.
Under you. Given how amazing the Spelunky community is, it's hard to say how long it will take to find the deepest secrets.
Oh, not long.
But I think the great thing about Spelunky is that the deepest secrets are the ones that even I don't know about.
Oh, that's very sneaky. There's like a mimic now. It's like a mimic crab. That's going to be very annoying to play against. I think up there, I think that's a Jiangshi, but it looks a lot more like alive. So, might be, again, a different variant, or have new abilities. And if we scroll back a bit, I think there's another Jiangshi that has a similar appearance to the one from Spelunky HD.
But I think the great thing about Spelunky...
Yeah, right there, on the right side of the screen. It looks a lot like the one from HD.
Is that the deepest secrets are the ones that even I don't know about. And there are lots of new things.
Okay, yeah, so these, I think, they're not really... Well, yeah, they kind of are new items. Like, if you look here, this is a telepack, so it's kind of like the jetpack, but you can teleport. Hover pack, I think if I had to guess, makes you kind of hover like a block above the ground. That would be, that would change up stuff a lot.
Lots of new things to play with that I hope...
The power pack, so I'm not sure what that does, because I don't think we really see it in use in the trailer. But it says it has improved weapon handling abilities, so it's probably going to be very, very helpful for combat-based players. Over here, it's the best gun. Of course, it made its return. So it shoots webs. Of course, I think it's just the real deal. It's uncensored. It's raw.
I hope players can use.
So we got the shotgun here, freeze ray, kind of just basic stuff. It says that the mammoth is now extinct, so I think that the mammoth won't be returning in Spelunky 2.
Used to push past the...
So the clone gun right here, this really interests me. I have got to try it, because I think it shows later the player clones like a pug or something. And the crossbow, we saw this earlier with the hired hand. So I think that it can, you can give the arrows like status effects.
The boundaries of what we, as the developers, know about the...
Yeah, right here, apparently you can just clone pugs. And if you can just put those in the altar, I mean, it sounds kind of OP. I'm sure there's probably a drawback with it, because I think it did say it's like a prototype, so there's probably a downside.
Know about the game. I have two types of favorite stories from Spelunky fans. First are when people are genuinely surprised by something that happened in the game.
Oh man, that really sucks. I think that's the reason that force field is there, to prevent players from just blindly firing into the shops, or some other reason. It just seems like an extra layer of security, so make the shopkeepers a lot more of a formidable enemy.
And second, the ones where people shared a fun experience with friends and family in multiplayer.
Yeah, so this is deathmatch, pretty standard stuff. It looks very similar, although the map is a lot bigger than it was in Spelunky HD, so that'll be probably a lot more fun.
These are the stories I wanted to expand upon in Spelunky 2.
Okay, so this is just kind of funny. It's kind of like it's a very odd shop, because as you can see, there's a caveman running it. He's selling like a turkey leg, which might give you health. It's very likely.
They're really what guided my design choices.
Yeah, so if we go back here, you can see this is like a hornet's nest, except it spawns in the temple. So I'm not sure if that's like, if it's gonna only spawn in the temple or what, because I kind of like the hive areas, but I'm not sure if it's very well suited to the temple as opposed to the jungle, but we'll just have to see.
After releasing Spelunky, I knew there was a lot more that could be done with the concept.
Yeah, so as you can see there, that's like a flame arrow. So it might just be a thing to like burn up ropes and like cobwebs, or it could, inflict like a fire status effect.
In the world. Knowing that possibility was out there is what's been exciting for me and the rest of the team.
Ooh.
In a lot of...
Yeah, okay, I think that's like dynamic water. So it looks like the water's going to be making a big change from HD. Because in HD, the water was just kind of like a static thing. Like when you drain the pool, it all just kind of disappeared. But right here, it looks like it's a lot more refined and just pleasant looking.
Of ways, when Spelunky 2 comes out, I want players to experience what we experienced making it.
Ooh, okay, so it looks like this shop has like a security guard. It looks kind of like the hired help, but that's probably also a good extra layer of security. It's going to make the shopkeepers tougher to fight.
That feeling that there's something special.
Oh, okay, so back here, hold on. Yeah, it appears that's like a journal entry. So I'm not really sure why you need to gain that, because in HD, when you kill the enemies, it would just automatically give you the entry, but maybe this is just for like a very special area or something.
There's something special there waiting for you to discover.
Ooh, it looks like the hell area is making a return. It's got the vampire right there. I think a scarab.
A big thanks to the fans who've waited patiently for us to finish Spelunky 2.
Alright, there's that leprechaun guy again. He doesn't seem to really do much, but he's just trying to jump down slowly, but he might be an enemy.
It's been a long journey, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Thanks.
Okay, so this right here is just kind of like a fun explosion kind of sequence. I do like the effects, like the flaming chunks. And right there, that's like a new type of shop. Apparently it has like, I think that's another mount. So I think the mounts might, they do special stuff. Like that looks like an improved version of the turkey mount. And just pretty standard. Alright, yeah, so it's going to be released on the 15th. It's going to be very fun. That is not long from now. I believe it's like the 10th or the 11th at the time of recording. So it's about 20 days away? 25? No, it's like, it's about a month away. But yeah, I cannot wait for it. So anyways, those are my thoughts and opinions on the trailer. It's very fun. It's going to be a little bit of getting used to the new art style and some of the new enemies and traps and stuff like that. But it's going to be very, very good. Alright guys, well that about does it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, feel free to like or subscribe. I will see you in the next video.